Hello everyone, welcome to today's lesson. We're going to do more of practice question with relationships and graphs. Let's look at the first question. Tshepi is hired for 6 months as a general assistant for a primary school near his home. He is earning 4,000 per month. The relationship is presented on the table below. So for the first month, he's going to get 4,000 rand. The second month is still going to be 4,000 rand. Remember from the given statement, they said he will be working for 6 months and each month Tshepi will be getting 4,000 rand. So we can tell that there will be that constant or a fixed relationship on this table. Determine the formula that can be used to construct the above table. So we know that for Tshepi's salary, each month Tshepi will be paid 4,000 rand. It's not going to change. Use the above formula to calculate the missing value A and B. Now, again, the answer is there from the given statement. Tshepi is hired for 6 months, and each month for the next 6 months, Tshepi will be paid 4,000 rand. So if you want to calculate the value of A, we know that Tshepi's salary, which is represented by A, will still be 4,000 rand in the 4th month. If Tshepi gets paid 4,000 rand, in which months will this be? We know that for the next 6 months, Tshepi is going to be paid 4,000 rand. So let's look at the pattern. First month, second, third, fourth. And then we skip this one, we get 6. So it is clear that the value that sits between 4 and 6, our B will then be the 5th month. Use the values from the above table to draw a graph. All right. We know that there's that constant or a fixed relationship from the given table. So for the first month, it will still be 4,000. The second month, still 4,000. The third, 4,000, 4,000, 4,000, and 4,000. Now let's construct this graph. So we'll have that flat, nice line, which says the amounts will stay the same for the next 6 months. Moving along, let's look at this question here. Naledi is paid 58 rand per hour at her casual job. The table below shows the relationship between the number of hours worked and the amount Naledi is paid. Derive a formula that represents the information on the table. What do we know? We were told that for Naledi's amount, they will be paid 58 rand per hour. So we can say amount paid will be equals to 58 rand multiplied by n. In this case, our n is represented by the hours, which is time worked. Use the formula to calculate the missing value A and B. I am sure by now you are now understanding how this follows. You get a table, you use that table to come up with a formula. Then from there, the formula, you will use it to calculate the missing values, and then it will lead to you drawing the graph. Use the formula to calculate the missing value A and B. So we know that A represents amount. So we're going to say A is equals to 58 rand multiplied by our N in this case is 2 hours. So let's see what is the answer. Help me calculate this one. We say 58 multiplied by 2 hours. And Naledi will be paid 116 rand. If Naledi is paid, so what does B say to us? It simply says if Naledi is paid 174 rand, for how many hours she shall have worked. Again, the formula will always take you straight to the answer. So do not gamble with this one. We know, we say amount paid is equals to 58 rand multiplied by, remember our N has been replaced by B. So the amount that was paid to Naledi was 174 rand. So we say 58 rand multiplied by B, we get 58 rand B. Again, we need B alone. We divide by the value that is sitting next to B and observe the rule that says, what you do on the left-hand side, you also do on the right-hand side. These two, they're going to cancel one another. So we're going to get B being equals to 174 divided by 58. This will give us 3 hours. I'm sure it was easy and you are still enjoying this one with me. Let's move along. Use the table above to draw a graph that represents Naledi's pay at her casual job. By now, I'm sure you are mastering this one. If she has not worked, she will not get paid. So it says our graph will start there. If she works for 1 hour, she will be paid 58 rand. That is the point over there. If she works for 2 hours, she will be paid 116 rand. 3 hours, 174 rand. 4 hours, 232. And the last one, 5 hours, it is 290. So this one is nice and straightforward. We don't have to estimate the values between the given graph. So we're going to construct this. And you can tell it starts from 0 and it is increasing. It goes up. It gives us an increasing relationship. Let's move along. We have another one here. Lwazi is working at a supermarket as a till packer and he receives an hourly rate. The table below represents the money he receives based on the number of hours he worked. There is our table. Okay, if he worked 2 hours, he will be paid 40 rands. I'm sure it is already making some sense to you. If he worked 6 hours, he will be paid 120. And then there are missing values over there. What is Lwazi's hourly rate of pay? Okay, then we're going to say his hourly rate. We know that he is paid 40 rands. 40 rands, sorry. I'm going to erase this one. It should be here 40 rands divided by 2 hours so that we can know how much is he paid per hour. So we then say 40 rands divided by 2, it will give us 20 rands. In other words, Lwazi per hour is paid 20 rands. Derive a formula that can be used to calculate Lwazi's payment. We can say payment is equals to 20 rands multiplied by N, which represents the time worked in hours. Use the formula from B to calculate the missing value A and B. We said it is payment. In this case, our payment is A. Therefore, we say A is equals to 20 rands multiplied by 4 hours. So we know 2 times 4 is 8. It will then give us 80 rands. And then this one, if Lwazi is paid 40 rands, for how many hours they would have worked? We can just say B is equals to 200 rands divided by 20 rands, which is the hourly rate. Then we know that it will give us, let's calculate 200 divided by 20 rands. They shall have worked for, sorry, it's not amount, it should be hours. So it means Lwazi has worked for 10 hours. Here is a graph. They say use the completed table to represent the information on a graph. Let's plot this one. We know that if he hasn't worked, he will not be paid anything. So it will be 0 over there. And then if he worked for 2 hours, he will be paid 40 rands. It goes there. 4 hours, we said it's 80 rands. It goes there. And then we have 6 hours, 420. It will be here. And then 8 hours is 160, just after our 150. And then for 10 hours, it will be 200. That is the point over there. The last one, it will be 240, just under 250. And you can see that our dots are going up. Therefore, they are increasing. Let's connect them nicely. And then they will give us that increasing relationship over there. A petrol tanker is refilling the storage tank at the petrol station. The table below shows how long it takes to empty the tanker of petrol. All right? Let's make sense here. They haven't started to empty the tanker, to fill up the tanker, and then the liters in the tanker were 2,000. And then in the next 10 minutes, the liters had already decreased to 1,800. However, you can see that the values in the x-axis, our independent variables, they are increasing, whereas the values here are decreasing. You already know the relationship. What is the maximum volume of the petrol in the tank? It is there, which is 2,000. Don't forget to put your units, which is 2,000 liters. How much petrol was left in the tanker after an hour? Remember, our time is given in minutes. When we convert 1 hour to minutes, we get 60, because we say 1 time is 60. Then we can say there were 800 liters. How long did it take? How long is time? Everyone, don't forget. How long did it take for the level of the tanker to reach 0? There, it is time. It took them 100 minutes. Here is a graph. Use the table above to represent the information on the graph. All right? At 0, the number of liters were 2,000. And then at 10, I'm going to use my pen to show you. 10, it will be there. We have 30. We have 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Nice interval. And over there, just here, we'll have 100. So at 10, it is 1,800, which is here. 30, it's 1.4, just under 1.5. And then 40, it's 1.2. And then 50, we have 1,000. And then 60, we have 800, just under 1,000. Now 70, we have, it will come here. At 80, it is 600, just here. Let me fix that one, it will be just there. And then at 90, we have 200, which will be here. And then at 100, it will be 0. So it will be touching there. That is the point. So you can see it started there, and it was continuously decreasing. Yours will be nice on a Cartesian plane if it was a paper, guys. But it will be there. It is a decreasing relationship. I want us to go on an ad break so that we get more energy, and when we come back, we'll wrap up with more activities and see how we are going with that one. I'll see you after this.